What's up, guys? All right, you know me. This handsome devil is Don. Don, say hello.
Hey, hello everybody.
Don and I actually went to college. We graduated from West Virginia University. Go Mountaineers.
Hooah.
That's
I don't even know where that came from, yeah.
Were you a Marine?
I wasn't, no. I was in the Air Force though, ROTC, while I was in Morgantown.
You're gonna get beat up next time you go into a
right, something Air Force affiliated.
All right, so we went to West Virginia. We went to through the business school. We both graduated. And how long did it take you?
4.5 years.
Took me 4.
I was a little slow.
Well, not anymore. Now Don is a financial advisor and I am not. And he was in town meeting with some clients and I thought it would be a great idea. We were going to grab some lunch. I grabbed my video camera and I never pass up the opportunity to speak to somebody who knows more about a specific topic than I do. And today we're talking about cash. So gentlemen, the deal is I feel that we have been working so hard on our style, our grooming, our image. Everything is on point, but our financial house needs to be in order as well. And so I thought that it would be a great idea, great opportunity to hear it from an expert and for Don to give me some tips, because here's the deal. I wish that I had somebody at a younger age that talked to me about investing, about being smart with my money. So many of us get into so much trouble just by making stupid decisions. You know, in college, a perfect example.
Right.
I got into debt when I went to college, not just through tuition, but there are people trying to give me credit cards and you credit cards at every turn. And you know, as a young guy and even as an older gentleman, you know, we sort of get sucked into it. It's like, oh, I've got credit. I'm going to go buy X, Y, and Z. And it's definitely not some place that you want to be as far as in debt. And so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to hear it from Don. Basically, 3 tips. Could you knock out 3 solid basic, the Don's
Yes.
3 top financial responsible, you get it.
So the first and foremost, you have to have money to invest. Save now. Start early. Start early.
So number 1, start early.
Start early.
It's like skincare, gentlemen. The earlier you start, the better you look and the better situation you're in when you get older.
That's easier said than done. Who has an extra whatever amount you want to say, $5 or $10 a month laying around, $50 to $100 a month? So where do you come up with that? Utilize technology. It's here, we all have it, it's easy, most of it's free. If you deal with a large bank, they actually have the applications, you can download them. If you don't, check out Acorn. Acorn is independent. I personally don't use it.
Okay.
I'm not here to back them, I'm just saying it's a good idea to try it.
So apps, gentlemen, there's technology out there that can actually assist you. And the way that Acorn works,
Acorn basically rounds up.
So if I buy a cup of coffee for $2.50 because they're ridiculously priced,
which, as your financial advisor, I would suggest you make a pot of coffee at home before you leave the house and take it with you.
I'm addicted.
So this $2.50, when you use your card, your debit card, let's say that's what you're using, the Acorn app rounds up to the nearest dollar amount. You can actually set it anything under $5, it will charge you $5. Now it doesn't go to Starbucks or wherever you're using your card, it goes to your bank account. So that $2.50 that you paid for, if you're using the Acorn app, you'll see a $3 charge on your debit, 50 cents goes to your savings account.
Automatically, boom, it's in
Automatically it's in there.
Gentlemen, it's like saving for dummies. You don't even realize it. And that little bit of change adds up. How much can you, on average?
On average, they say you can save between $30 and $50 a month, and that's just on average, raising up to the next dollar.
Say $50 a month you're saving just by doing nothing other than having this little app that forces you to save. That's $600 by the end of the year. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Take it a step further, use a personal mandate. If whatever you save in that account, match it. Take $30, stay in on a Friday night, maybe lay low, bottle of wine with your lady in the park somewhere, stay out of the bars.
Just watch that wine in parks, gentlemen, after dark. Gets a little, at least the parks down here in Midtown. So what is Don Essential Money Management step number 2?
Don't fall into debt. And you may already be there, and by using that Acorn app, if it's going to cause you to go into debt, I wouldn't recommend it. You want to make sure that you keep those credit cards paid off. Now, a great recommendation, I'm not saying don't use your credit cards because they have great programs to add up points, and I know myself, I use one, I keep it paid off monthly, and I usually get 2 or 3 plane rides wherever I want to go just by the points I use. So I'm not saying don't use them, I'm saying be smart, pay it off every month, and if you have debt now, make it your personal mandate, come up with a plan of how you're going to pay it off each month, and make those cuts, make it happen.
And so let me ask you something. So, okay, say you've got a credit card and it's 15% interest, all right? And you've got $500. Should you save that $500 or $300 and pay $200 of it, or should you do everything that you can to pay that higher interest credit card off?
You want to pay the higher interest credit card off. Even if you're investing it somewhere in the market, it's rare to have a year where you're going to make 15% on something. That's a risky investment. So if you're paying out 15 and you're only making 3 or 5 or 10%, you're losing 5%.
You're losing money. You're losing money. So pay off those credit cards. And this is something that I feel very strongly about. So much, and I know that I'm probably guilty of assisting in some of you guys wanting certain things. Maybe you want to go shopping for a new pair of shoes or a new leather jacket or whatever it is. But the deal is, never buy something that you can't afford. If it means you got to save up for it, save up for it. But do not use your credit cards in an attempt just to be stylish or to buy the newest, latest, and greatest thing. The Don Money Management tip number 3, what is it?
Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. A lot of guys out there think that it's macho to know what you're doing with your money, and they are afraid to go ask someone for debt. Don't be afraid.
It's for debt. For help.
I'm sorry, for help.
That was the last one.
Take 2.
Don't ask for debt, ask for help.
Ask for help.
And that's something, real quick, I never had somebody when I was growing up. I grew up, you guys might know this, you might not, but we didn't have money. And so saving, investing, it wasn't even in our wheelhouse as a family. We didn't have the mindset. And I really do feel that it's something that is passed down to generations. Like, if your father is smart with his money, if he invests, if he saves, chances are you are. But if you don't have that, and you have never been exposed to it, you don't really know where to start. And this was the position that I'm in and that I was in. And so it's okay to ask for help. Whether or not it's a parent, a loved one, somebody that you know that is successful. I mean, what else could they do? Obviously, ask an advisor.
Ask an advisor. You can start off on the bank level as far as helping for savings and what to do with it. Gosh, I hate to make a plug for using a bank as a financial advisor. Usually bankers are good at banking and managing money. Financial advisors are good at strategy and investing that money.
And that's what it is. What would you say that the key function of a now, okay, wait a second. But what if I don't have a lot of money? What if I don't have, what if I've saved up $10,000? Is it worth it to actually seek help from a professional like a financial? Okay.
Of course.
So
at any level.
So you don't need a ton of money.
And it may be someone, if it's a friend that you know in the business, even if it's not, if it's a stranger, and you're going to walk into that office and say, look, I've got $10,000, and if they're going to say, sorry, I can't help you, you may have to go to the next place, and that's fine. But you'll eventually find someone that's willing to step up to the plate and give you a little bit of advice. Something very basic, and I'm not making recommendations, but look at a mutual fund. It's diversified. I don't want to say it's safe, but you can buy a lot of different things inside of a mutual fund instead of it's more of a shotgun approach, if you will.
And mutual funds, that's something that you would, like, for the lay investor, somebody who has never even looked at investing, that is something that is going to take a bit of time to understand, and basically you need help with that.
Of course you do. You need someone to recommend, taking into account how old you are, what you want to do with this money. If it's a 5-year plan, or if you want to save for retirement, it's a little bit longer, will determine what type of mutual fund you want to buy.
The earlier you start, gentlemen, the more that money grows. And say you've got $100, and the next year it gets interest, and now you've got $110. It just starts compounding. And so by the time your retirement age, or by the time you look back, you've been investing, for 20, 30, 40 years, you're a millionaire. You didn't realize it, but it's amazing how your money will grow if you just take the little bit of time, the little bit of effort, and maybe just, tighten your belt up, your financial belt a little bit, and get to work, right?
To speak of the $100 growing to $110, I'm a stat guy as a financial advisor, so when you go back and look at the average annual performance of the stock market, it's about 10% a year. So if you do the math on that, you should double your money every 7 years. Start at age 18 or start at age 20. Every 7 years, you're going to double your money. you may not be working to age 65. You may be retiring much earlier.
All right, gentlemen, I would just like to thank you, Don, very much for taking the
Yes,
time,
absolutely.
coming down. He didn't come down to see me, but it was nice catching up, and we had a
Yes.
great lunch. Don, would you be willing to answer any questions that anybody might have?
Of course. I think the best way to get in touch with me would be shoot me an email, maybe give me some information, what you're looking to do. What
The subject should be Alpha M.
Alpha M, and I'll know it came from Aaron and or from watching this video. If you need to call me,
Down below, gentlemen,
Yeah.
there's his email address, there's also his phone number. If you have questions regarding investing or just some strategies, not saying that he's going to try and hard sell you his services, but he's a resource, and he's agreed to do that for us and for me, and so I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you, because time is money, gentlemen, but hopefully this helps. Hopefully this video has inspired you to, if nothing else, save a little bit of cash, and definitely don't get into debt. Start young, gentlemen. It's like skincare. The better off you are now, the better you're going to be in the long run.
absolutely.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's go Mountaineers.
I'm right.